All right, I want to start this off with three disclaimers. Number one, do not gamble. Gambling is stupid, but beyond that, it's also become increasingly lame and just kind of dated. However, if you do gamble, gamble on the Oscars, because it's funny. Number two, don't have to listen to me on this. I've seen like two of these movies so far. I'm not planning to see most of them. And I don't really care about most of them, if I'm being honest. But I do think the Oscars are a fun little exercise to follow, and they're kind of a fun little game. Which brings me to point three. The Oscars aren't real. These movies do not exist as Oscar contenders. The thing in themselves and all that, Roland Barthes, whatever we want to say. I don't really have a philosophy lined up for it. But when we look within the realm of the Oscars, these things are not movies. They are, I don't know, vague, shadowy entities that have no real form or shape. So if I say something about a movie you like, it doesn't matter basically. Not because it doesn't matter. In a different context, it would matter and it would be annoying. But when we're talking about it as an Oscar contender, if you care about the Oscars, like morally, I'm sorry, you got something to work on there. So those are my three disclaimers. With that, I want to get to Best Picture because I have just seen the film Saturday Night, and it is a war crime, which means I am kind of tapping it to win Best Picture. I look here, it's at plus 2,000. Now, this is not a reverse jinx. I don't think it'll win Best Picture, but I do. And to say that, I say I don't think it'll win Best Picture because plus 2,000 is way higher odds than I thought it would be. But if I didn't know that, and if I were told this were a betting favorite movie, I'd say that's a slam dunk to win. It checks off every box about kind of what the Academy will like. To spoil it for you, it's basically a nostalgia fest thing where it's like, ooh, that's Billy Crystal, that's cool. Ooh, look, I know this guy. I didn't know most of the guys because I'm not from 1975 or whatever, but I recognize some of them. I liked Matthew Rhys as George Carlin, but I actually didn't like him. I just like Matthew Rhys. Like I could say I liked Rachel Sennett in it, but I didn't. She was bad in it, but I like Rachel Sennett, so I would never admit that unless it were on a YouTube where I'm assuming no one ever listens, or at least I don't think they should. Hi, Matt, Liam, whoever listens to this. Yeah, terrible movie in a lot of ways. Actually, pretty well done, but just morally deficient, which is why I think it will win Oscar Gold. But I mean, looking at Gold Derby, it's so far down. I'm still going. Here's Deadpool and Wolverine. Lol. Here's The Apprentice, which I want to talk about. Their Saturday night, 2.4% of users are predicting it nominated. What this shows basically is that Gold Derby should be taken out to pasture and shot. You are no longer relevant. Sorry, Gold Derby. I loved you for years and years and have followed you forever. You no longer matter. You're too slow. We have real betting odds. The Oscars are going to be increasingly spoiled, which is why I'm doing this in November, because you pretty much always know who's going to win. My friend Brendan sets up these Oscar pools, and they're among the stupidest thing he does, second only to not thinking Cosmo Jarvis was good in Shogun. Because if you just pick the favorites, you will win every category except maybe one or two where there are sometimes co-favorites, usually in animation. Sometimes foreign film, I think, has been close, which is one of the only real awards in the show. Uh, but yeah, you usually know the winner by January. So that's why I'm doing this now. Let's talk about some of the other things in here. Anora is our main character of the season. Sean Baker, of course, a wonderful man known for his letterboxd account where he basically logs porno and stuff. And we kind of share an ideology on what film should be. So I'm assuming I'll like Anora. It won't win. No chance, in my opinion. Sean Baker has peaked too early. Remember, this is sports. This isn't art. And you don't want peak too early in the season. He has, and also he's kind of an odd guy. Again, I like him. I don't see him garnering kind of the support you need for Best Picture. I think this will be lower on the ballots. You have to remember the Oscars use that kind of odd balloting thing where you rank every film and then they're taking out the lowest. I'm actually trying to show you this visually with my hands instead of the screen. Like I said, I don't care enough, so I'm not going to go over Oscar balloting. Look it up if you don't know. You have the internet. Pause the video. I don't think the Oscar balloting will help Honora. Let's go with Gold Derby here. Again, Gold Derby kind of brutal lately. Speaking of brutal, the Brutalist. That was a little inception where I saw that word and used it. I haven't seen the Brutalist yet. I know, is it Brody Corbett, I'm gonna say, is the guy from the Brutalist filming it. It's the Adrian Brody movie. Hey, Brady Corbett, not bad. Not bad. It stars Adrian Brody. It's probably decent. I don't know. Um, it kind of has Power of the Dog vibes, uh, just in terms of something I don't see getting over the line, but it definitely could. Let's wait. It hasn't had its moment yet in Dumbass Discourse. It will eventually. And so when it does, we can know more. But if we're just looking at pure value proposition, plus 200 doesn't really tickle me at all. Because if you're gambling, I make a little money now. I could put 50 bucks on this if I wanted to and not like want to shoot myself if I lose. Uh, 50 bucks to win 100 for the Brutalist, just not gonna get me up out of bed. Not really any fun. I'm not gonna go bragging to my friends, yo, I called the Brutalist in November. Again, gambling at this point is for fun and for picking the dumbest kind of thing that you can brag about. You're not making money. You're losing money. If you don't understand that, get your head checked. Uh, yeah, so Brutalist, we can pretty much wipe that out of Best Picture. Sing Sing, I vaguely remember, hasn't had its moment yet, don't care. Dune Part 2 is interesting. So we've gone long enough. Let's talk about fantasy baseball. Um, there are similarities. In fantasy baseball, a lot of strategy lately is on stolen bases in my points league because stolen bases are a decision-based stat. What that means is you're not actually looking at the skill of a player like you might be in a home run. Obviously, you're always trying to knock the ball out of the park. I mean, not really, but kind of. You're always looking to get a hit. Stolen bases are a little different. You have to make that decision to steal the base. Obviously, from there, you have your own skill at whether or not you can steal the base. And that factors into it, just as the so-called quality of a movie factors into whether or not you push it for Oscar. But at the end of the day, it's about actually making that decision. And so what we want to be looking for here is will the studio decide to push for Oscar? With Dune Part 2, the answer has seemed like an obvious no, given that was released in March or April. However, here we are and it's still floating around at plus 1,000. I don't hate a sprinkle on it, but I think it's stupid at the end of the day to think Dune Part 2 will get anything. Uh, if you were going to get an Oscar for Dune with Villeneuve going for Part 3, whatever it's called, the second book. I haven't read them. I read a lot of the first one. Sorry, Matt, didn't finish them. I will. But yeah, I think it would come in that third part, the end of the kind of trilogy, a la Return of the King, winning with the Two Towers getting shut out and Fellowship getting pretty snubbed. So I don't think that. Wicked, holy shit, Wicked might win. Wicked might get it. Obviously, we have last year's Oppenheimer deal, where a popular movie won. The difference is Oppenheimer's good. Now, of course, Oppenheimer, if you believe that's in the upper half of Nolan's filmography, get your head checked. I don't know what you're doing, but most people think that because they're dumb. So it's cool. I mean, Oppenheimer's great, but whatever. Kind of a pet peeve. Wicked, you know, it's a joke, but these people are sick. That's what you have to remember. These people are sick, and they are looking to make you suffer. And just because there's a Wicked Part 2 coming out, don't think, don't think, don't think you're safe, buddy. You ain't safe. You know why? If Wicked Part 2 is coming out in April or whatever, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think it is. They're keeping this secret for now because they don't want you to know how sick they are. They don't want you to know, but they're sick. Sick puppies. And let me tell you, it's gonna get bad. So Wicked, yeah, win the Oscar in February. Say, hey, we're an Oscar-winning movie. Pump it out for the Wicked Part 2 thing. If we're talking decision-based studio power, this shit is fake. Fuck it. Bullshit. Wicked's our winner. So I kind of want to sprinkle a little Wicked love in there. Plus 900, I could mess with. Conclave. Let's talk about Conclave. Conclave was very close to being a Mike movie. Very, very close. Really great movie. Um, it's not going to survive the twist in anything. Sorry. And we can talk about the twist. The issue really comes before that in Conclave with the character receiving one vote and then two votes and still like having five votes. And it's just never explained why people are voting for them. And I don't know the priest's name, Cardinal. But and the vaping cardinal was robbed, by the way. But that's kind of the issue with Conclave. It works if you're the young pope and you're actually good. But Conclave fell a little short of that. My God, Fiennes is a god in that, though. We can get into that later. This I thought I'd go shorter on this, but now I'm realizing I just have a lot of opinions I want to vomit out because I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. I'm watching a dog today. Again, not the dog I was supposed to be watching, by the way, just like my own dog, which is boring. Gladiator 2, no. After that, we have, did I talk about Saturday Night? Like it's a war crime. It's probably, I really like it to go. Nickel Boys, I think maybe has something. I don't remember. Um, oh, we should do the annoying, hey, Furiosa. I liked Furiosa. I forgot that came out this year. Did Knives Out 3 come out? Is there another Knives Out coming out? That's cool. I'm looking forward to it. Um, winner should be Horde, by the way. It's like the only good movie of the year, but whatever. Best director should be Luna Carmoon. Hopefully this is Sean Baker. This is where they need to focus, in my opinion, on getting Sean Baker over the line here. Because if you can give Sean Baker Best Director gold and cachet, you can turn him into a real money machine if you're some of these studios, because he's not making super expensive movies in theory. You can kind of jump him into the mainstream of conversation. That's one thing you can do with the Best Director award. For what it's worth, I don't think that always works. A bunch of losers have won Best Director recently, if I remember, and I'm not sure what they're doing. McQueen was a popular one. Blitz seems to have fallen apart. I haven't talked about Amelia Perez yet. I'm not really sure what its deal is. The fact that I haven't heard that much about it. Isn't a great sign because it's on Netflix. And like, if something's on Netflix, word of mouth goes pretty strong. Shout Lost, number two streaming show as of last week. Let's go. We stay winning. Uh, I don't think Brady Corbett has the juice. Ridley Scott here seems like a joke. But then again, this is all a joke. So Todd Phillips, wow. Okay. Luca, queer. Oh my God, Civil War. Christ. These people are sick. If there's really one thing you need to take away from this video, it's that I'm interested in how Queer is doing. Let's turn to the worst website in the world. I think it's this one. Yeah, because I like Craig for it. It's got 3.5. Let's see. Um, yep, pithy reviews. You know you love it. Um, yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Hasn't had its moment yet. We will see on that. How is Gold Derby feeling with director? It's interesting if it's between Brady and Baker. Um, maybe the Brutalist just has it. Maybe. Here's Ramel for Nickel Boys. Oh, we have not talked Substance yet. I wouldn't sleep on Substance, man. People like the movie. Um, I like the movie for what it's worth. Um, yeah, Fargate. I think they'll want to have a woman in there. That doesn't always work that way. Yeah, I mean, Oscar voting hasn't been diverse even when they've tried to push for it. So, oh my God, Chu's gonna get it for Wicked. Yeah. But yeah, I think she could get in there and then forge a little campaign. You play Baker and Brady against each other. You know, I don't know. Berger, whatever. Dude, this we could just skip this. Best director sucks. I mean, I obviously love Sean. I hope he gets it, but I have trouble seeing it. Best actor, it should be Fiennes. Really should be Fiennes. I think he elevates that movie like into a great movie, and then the movie doesn't really go that way with him kind of battling against ambition to a point where I'm not sure it was even in the screenplay as much as it was in the performance with Cardinal Lawrence. So I don't know. I love him in it. I think he has cash. I think I don't believe Fiennes has won Oscar. Um, so yeah, let's see what we got for odds on Fiennes. Plus 250. Man, I'm not going to gamble on any of this shit, but I'd throw down $50 on that. I'd have fun, right? Because then you're making 125 if he wins. You're going all in on it. You're yelling at Adrian Brody. You're yelling at Timothy Chalamet. You're yelling at Daniel Craig, but not in a way that's going to get people mad at you. Uh, Shout out Sebastian Stan in The Apprentice. I think that movie could have been Oscar. But then Trump won, and now no one's going to pay attention to it or watch it. Now, The Apprentice is not a perfect movie. In the third act, it gets a little orange man batty, if we can borrow a term from those fellas. But I mean, like literally, the end of the film is like, oh man, this guy's fat and he drinks Diet Coke and watches TV. It's like, yeah, fuck you. That's not why he's bad. So I'm not thrilled about all of the script there, but Stan's quite good in it. But he won't get nommed. Mescal, fake. Plemdog always gets some heat, but I don't think it's here. I like John David Washington. I'm not sure. The Piano Lesson is this film that has had hype for like 2 years to win Oscar and hasn't gotten the hype recently to the point where I'm wondering if it's even coming out. So can't. Dev Patel, Monkey Man. Don't know much about Monkey Man. Not really sure it's a film, but I like Dev to always get some love here. So, I wouldn't bet on it or anything. I just go finds. Actress, it's Mikey Miles. Mikey Miles, Jesus Christ, that's the annoying internet guy I don't know. Mikey Madison, uh, minus 160 is crazy. Crazy. Um, so look, seeing that, we probably say Honora locks down Best Actress, and then they screw over the Best Picture odds and the Best Director odds would be the narrative I would see. I like Demi Moore to get nommed. I like Margot Qualley to get nommed, but I'm assuming she's in support if I don't see her here. I don't think we care about Angelina Jolie. Uh, Saoirse, I don't know if the outrun was any good. I think it just comes down to that because I know Blitz kind of faded. Outrun looks good. Love the hair. 3.7. Uh, Papa, he's rumored for Snape, by the way, uh, in the Harry Potter show. Now, do we believe Reddit rumors? Yes. Um, I don't know. I don't know who's going to win, other than it's probably just Mikey. That's a stay away. Let's wrap up here with the supports because they can be fun. Is there going to be anything fun to win with? Ariana Grande must be stopped by the wonderful Zoe Saldana. This is a battle for the soul of the nation. I don't have odds here because these people are evil. Let's see, supporting. Did that say supporting Israel? The fuck? Um, yeah, I don't know. There's nothing out here. We'll go on the crappy Gold Derby website. Saldana, Emilia Perez. Again, it seems like the type of movie that isn't gonna garner more than like a Best Picture nom, maybe not a serious contender, but then an actress or actor nom. One of those, I think, like Conclave, I think, honestly. Although the director of Conclave might have a shot. But yeah, I like Zoe to get this. She's cool. Felicity Jones can have a nice arc as the Brutalist goes for things. Not sure I get the hype on Rossellini in Conclave. Um, maybe like fifth best performance in it. Not her fault, just the script isn't really huge. I like Quali here a lot, man. I mean, that mafia here with who's the guy I hate? Jack Antonoff. Like Jack Antonoff runs this town. They're married, obviously. The Margaret Qualley train has been picking up some steam. We need to create stars in this wonderful land of ours. So I think Qualley gets a nom here. Whatever these odds aren't real, but if you could bet on those in a heartbeat. Supporting actor. Oh, this is fascinating, dude. I haven't looked at this. First of all, I hear Yura Borisov is awesome in Honora. So shout out him from what I hear from people. Haven't seen it yet. Culkin. This is kind of a Stephen A. Smith contender or pretender segment. I'm gonna say pretender. I'm not sure what a real pain is or why we're dealing with it right now. Yeah, Poland adventure, Jesse Eisenberg. Sure. See, uh, yeah, I don't care. Sorry, Ryan, for saying I don't care. It was too long. You might be watching this, but I don't care. Don't care about Brandon either. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. I see Guy Pearce. Isn't Guy Pearce? I think Guy Pearce is married to Carice Van Houten, which is cool. Means Guy Pearce probably has some pretty cool opinions because Carice is a real one. There's been a lot of Denzel hype. Now, Denzel is goated, so I get it. But Gladiator 2, look, look, let's keep it 100. Gladiator's not for everyone. If you don't like Gladiator, the original, your time on this earth is not of value to me. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Nowadays, they're making Gladiator 2. There'll probably be a Gladiator 3. I only need Gladiator 1. That's all I need. Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe. Now, I hear Denzel nailed it. I'm sure he did. But the fact of the matter remains that until Gladiator 2 surprises me, I cannot support it in this war. I can't do it even for Mr. Washington. Um, I don't know who Macklin is. Tucci was fine in Conclave. I, again, whatever. Jackson was rumored forever for the piano lesson Oscar. I don't think it's even coming out this cycle. I think it's next year's cycle. Um, Jonathan Bailey, Wicked, We Get the World We Deserve. I could see that. Strong was good. I liked The Apprentice. There should have been more of him in it. I don't see it. I don't see us doing that. I think Culkin fades. I think Culkin fades because he's thought of as a TV actor. I think Denzel fades because people just decide Gladiator 2's goofy. Um, we gotta look deeper here. Someone could come out weird, like Shea Wiggum. Cool. Let's talk about decision-based metrics again. If they wanted to push Dune Part 2, Austin Butler would be a great choice. Um, but Lithgow should be higher than Tucci, honestly. Um, Bike riders, like, come on, we're doing this guy from Civil War. There's gotta be. This is brutal, dog. I don't know what we're doing here. I can't find anything. Uh, Awful. We gotta root for someone. I think we'll pull for Guy Pearce here. Let's see what he's doing in the Brutalist. The Brutalist. Let's see how people liked the Brutalist. Sean Baker saw it. Letterboxd guys like it. Guy Pearce, he plays Harrison Lee Van Buren. Okay. Um, these reviews, one thing you gotta say, these reviews are funny. Like, you might not like Letterboxd, but you got to admit, this stuff's funny. So, yeah, I don't know. Bet on Pierce. I don't really care. I would like to see who's getting music, because I actually care about that a little. Oh, who is doing music for Brutalist that we're giving it to him? Da da da. Sound composed Blumberg. Weird. It should be Challengers for what it's worth. Saturday night. What a joke. Um, all right, so we'll wrap it up pretty soon. Cinematography, I was thinking so Brutalist just currently has the inside path. You can see it. All the tertiary stuff is going their way. Um, probably would be nice to see the movie in that case before talking about it because I could see it being good and being worthy of our time, but I don't know. Makeup, hairstyling, the substance. Correct. Correct. Best song, anything fun? Not really. Uh, no, nothing really cool there. So overall, the Oscars, they're gonna be hosted by Conan. I like Conan. It's cool. Other than that, I don't know. I think it's a bit of a bummer year. I think we had a lot of fun recently. And let me tell you, it's 2025. Fun's done. Party's over. Go home. Um, if it's Honora versus the Brutalist versus spoilers, we're just in for one of the most boring times. I don't know what the discourse is gonna be there. I don't get it. Something has to rise. Maybe I'm gonna just pick Amelia Perez. Where did our odds go? Because that would at least shake it up and be something fun. Yeah, plus 700. Amelia Perez and Sing Sing have to decide which of them get into the plus 400 range. Wicked, I think I'm rooting for Wicked to make a run because we need a villain. So that would be fun. And I do think Saturday night, I think this is so empty. So empty as a th the thing is Saturday night got killed. No one wanted to see it because it's crap. But also, no one wants to go out anymore, right? So maybe they'll like it when it's available when they're told to like it, basically, by the studios. So I think there's still time to save a Saturday night in terms of getting it really to slowly build momentum. And then you have two films in Brutalist and Honora that have maybe peaked too early and are a little too weird or different. Again, I don't know a thing about the Brutalist. I don't know. Those are all my thoughts. That's all I've got. We'll be back in December, pre-nominations. I will be back. Um, and we'll hammer this a little before, but if I had to say stuff I really like, I'd say Saturday Night plus 2000. Um, I'd throw down on Sean Baker because it'll be really fun to get mad when you lose that bet. I'd throw down on Fiennes. I wouldn't touch Madsen at minus 160. In fact, I think those are. I'm shocked she has that much of a command on it, but we'll see. And I wouldn't touch any of the supporting because those, I don't know. I think those awards are going to be bought essentially. Um, so we'll just see who wants them. That's it. Have a good day.